Hello everyone, it's Julie here at Big Lakes Dodge. Today I'll be showing you this 2025 Jeep Compass Sport with 4x4. It's got a 2-liter i4 turbocharged engine. We got 8-speed automatic transmission. The color is red hot pearl. For our headlamps, we got LEDs. They are the LED reflector headlamps. What else can I mention that we have? Oh, one thing I want to point out is this little circle there. That's where you can put your block heater cord through if you do get the extension on it. They are automatic headlamps. We got all-speed traction control, rain brake support, which provides extra braking in the rain. My little sheet here does not say, but these are 17-inch tires there, so they have a little Jeep logo in the middle. Got the Compass badging on the side. It is kind of a dual tone because the, what are they called? The little bottom trim piece is black. So open it up and we'll have a look in here. So our interior is a black interior with the gray accent and the little silver accents there as well. They are cloth bucket seats and manual as well. So in order to adjust it, this one does your back adjustments. This one, when you do that, it pumps it up and down, so it lifts it up or lowers it down. So to lower it, you would just go ahead and press that down, and then to pull it forward, you use this bar, pull that upwards, and then slide forward. What else can I mention? They are heated seats in the front, so you'll love that in the winter time. Be nice and toasty warm. We'll look in our glove compartment here, and you can see that there's tons and tons of space, as well as our owner's manual. So if you do need to reference any information, it'll be in there for you, as well as this cute little Jeep pouch. I'm just gonna turn down the volume on this, because my goodness, it's blasting. Okay, so we have that, as well as our Sirius XM information. All that's just located in your glove box, and you can see that there's also tons and tons of room to throw other things in there. These little things here are for hooking down your floor mats. This one does not come with floor mats, but if you are wanting to add those on, it has the hooks. That way you can go ahead and get that secured down so it won't be moving around on you. There's just a quick look at our interior, and then we'll talk about our door quickly. So we got our door pockets, power locks, power windows, and then the cloth on here as well. So there you go. We'll go on into the rear passenger side. And now you can see our cloth bench back here, which is a 60-40 split folding bench. You use this little latch and you just pull down there. Comes right down. And then we have the child seat anchor latch system. So your kids will be nice and safe if you're putting their car seat back here. And lots of cargo space. And then this just easily goes back up. If I can do it with my left hand, anyone can do it, honestly. It's so easy. All right. And then our back seat pockets for our books, magazines, iPad, whatever you want to throw in there. In our center console, we have one USB port, and then below that, we do have the 12-volt DC port. So if you have a car charger, you can plug that in there. And then the USB port will be used to charge your phone. Then we have our controls for our vents there. And then in the middle, it has this little thing, but it's a little farther. We have our 2 extra cup holders that fold down. So if you're not needing that extra middle seat, it's really nice to have those extra cup holders. Because if you're anything like me, you need at least 2 to 3 drinks per car ride. So those will come in handy at that point. But there's just a quick look back here. I'll talk more about the stuff over there once we get over there. But there's a look at our rear passenger side. Doors are the same thing, door pockets, power windows. We don't have the locks back here because that's for our front people to control. But we do have the cloth and the silver, so all the same. But we'll go on into the rear side. All right, so back here, this little bad boy there, that's where you would use your tire rod. No, that's not. Actually, you know what? I've never really looked into what that is. I'm mistaken, so forget that I said that at all. But you know what? We're gonna go with our 4x4 badging. We got our 4x4 badging and our Jeep badging there. We got our rear window wiper. The lift gate is manual. And back here we have tons of cargo space. We have these little pockets there on the sides for throwing things. I feel like, I don't know. I don't really know what you would put back there, but you could use it for your windshield washer fluid or your safety kit, like your first aid kit, whatnot. And we do have interior lights back here as well, so that way you can see what you're grabbing. And these little cargo tie-down hooks. So these ones would be for strapping down any cargo, so it's not going to move around on you. And then this panel, you just push that and it lifts, and you can lift this right up. It does get caught there, so when you lift it, it does get caught there, so you just slide it forward a little. And then there you go. You can see your spare tire, your tools in the back, along with your funnel for filling your stuff in the engine. But there's just a look back here at our spare tire. And we close that up. Alrighty, so that's our rear side. We're gonna close this up, and we'll go on into the driver's rear passenger side. Yeah, I don't know. But in the driver's rear, we have same thing, door pockets, the cloth. One thing I want to point out that I didn't point out before is that, I don't know if you can tell, the cloth actually has blue stitching in there. It's just a nice little touch to make it stand out a little more. Back seat pockets. Oh, and the blue stitching on the door, the cloth on the door, also matches the blue stitching on our seats. They are double stitched, so that way it'll prevent blowouts over time. What else can I do? Oh, fold this down so you can see how much space we have when that comes down. There's a quick look at that. We also have the child seat anchor latch system on this side as well. The headrests are somewhat adjustable. They can move up and down. I don't know if I can do it with my one hand. Maybe this middle one I can. See, so they are adjustable. It'll help prevent whiplash, so you want that right snug against your head, so that way it'll help reduce whiplash in the case of an accident. There's just a quick look back here. Now we'll go on into the driver's side, where I have much more to talk about, so we'll do that. So on this side, it is also a manual seat. Same kind of adjustments. They adjust the same way as the passenger side. Also has the double stitching. It's cloth, it's heated. Your headrest is adjustable. I can't do it with my one hand, but it is adjustable. All right, now we'll hop on in here. We'll have a look at our door. So on our door, we have our power locks, power windows. This one locks your window, so, not just your window, locks all of the windows, so that way no one else can open it up. So when you're going down the highway, you know how when you open up one window, it kind of creates that pressure and it'll create that pounding in your ears. You can lock it so no one can do that on you, whether by accident or on purpose. No one's going to be rolling down those windows for that to happen. And then our mirrors are powered, heated. You can tell by that little symbol there. That is our heated mirror function. So that'll turn on when you turn on your rear window defroster. And then it'll turn on your heated mirrors, which will help prevent fogging when it's raining, or it'll get rid of that little layer of frost that happens in the winter time. And then for adjusting them, you would go ahead and turn this to whichever one that you want to adjust, and then just push it like this. So I'll show you that. That's how we adjust our mirrors. Nice and easy. I quite like that little dial. We have our door pocket, so you can throw your drinks and snacks in there. Over here we have our headlamp controls. So right now it's set to auto. You can turn it on to the on function, your fog lights. Then you can also adjust the brightness of it. And then we have our little switch or little lever. That's for adjusting your steering wheel, so you can move it up or down. Once that's pulled down, you pull it back up to lock it in place, and your steering wheel will stay put. Right here is our rocker switch. This one does your tuning for your audio. So if you are wanting to switch songs or radio stations, you would use this little guy here. And then on this side is our volume control. So when you click this one, that'll turn it up or down. And that's really nice, because then when you're driving, then all you have to do is go here, and then you can touch those rocker switches and switch it, instead of having to look over here and start touching things over there. All right, I'm gonna zoom out. we'll have a little look at our steering wheel here. So on our steering wheel, we have our cruise control, and then our controls for our driver information screen, as well as our voice recognition, which is also our call answer, and then call end. So if you are wanting to answer a call, you would click that one. If you want to end the call, you click that one. And then when you hold this one down, it brings up your voice recognition. So that'll enable when you have your Bluetooth connected, then you can use whatever system that your phone uses. So if you use Google, Siri, Alexa, whatever it is that your phone uses, it'll use that assistant for you to use the voice commands for. Our cruise control works as any other cruise control would. When you're going down the highway, you would go ahead and enable that. Once it's enabled, you can set your speed higher or lower to what you're currently going, and it'll keep you at that speed. You don't have to press down on the accelerator pedal. That's really handy for long car drives. My leg tends to get tired once I'm on a drive longer than 6 hours, so definitely comes in handy at that point. And when you are going down the highway, you can also have your so if you're getting too close to the vehicle ahead of you, you can click cancel, or if you know you're coming into town and you need to slow down, you can click that, or you can press on the brake. Either one of those will cancel your cruise control, but it's not disabled, so it will still remain in the background, but it's not going to be enabled. And then when you want to reset it, then you would click this one, and that one just enables it again and gets you back up at that speed that you were going at. It will rev up quite high, I find, when you're going from slow to quick, when you're going from 60 to 100 and whatnot. It's trying to get to that speed as quickly as it can, so sometimes you're better off getting close to the speed that you're at and then clicking the reset. So just something to keep in mind. And then now we're going to go over our driver information screen controls. So I'm just going to use these arrows to navigate. First thing that I want to mention is that you click OK, and you can see miles per hour if that's something that you're into. If you're from the US and that's what you're used to, you can go ahead and switch over there, and then you would click that again, and then you're back to kilometers per hour. Now I'm going to use the down arrow to scroll down. We're going to go through our different pages here. So we have our vehicle information. Now I'm going to scroll right. We can see our tire pressure, coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, battery voltage, and then we're back to our tire pressure. Scrolling down one more time, we have our driver assist system. So this one does have the forward collision warning as well as the lane keeping assist. So right now, what it's showing is your lane keep assist. So it's currently disabled. Oh no, it is enabled. 1 second. So that's over here. Once this is highlighted, it's disabled. When it's not highlighted, it is enabled. And then we're gonna see our lanes up there. So what that is if you are going outside of your lane markings, it will alert you. You can set up how it alerts you, because it gives you a little vibration in your steering wheel. It'll do a little chime, as well as provide some steering assist, which I believe this one has. Let's double check that. So we can go into our vehicle, safety and driving assistance, active lane management, steering assist strength. Yes, so it does have steering assist as well. So if you are going outside of your lane markings and you have that on, it's good to keep in mind if that is on, because if you start feeling the steering wheel pulling, it could be your lane keep assist. So it does, you feel it. You feel the vehicle start pulling. So say I'm going out of my lane on this side, it'll start pulling this way a bit, and that's just to correct that that mistake of going outside of your lane markings. So just keep that in mind that it has that. You can also turn it off just by selecting this button. Once it's highlighted, it is off. Our forward collision warning, so that one will go here. Oh, one thing I want to mention is that for all of these, the steering assist strength, how hard it will provide that steering assist, the vibration strength in the steering wheel, the lane warning, so how it warns you, how early it warns you, and then the lane management itself. So if you want vibration only, steering assist only, vibration and steering assist, all those are right here for you to adjust to your liking. Then the automatic emergency braking, so that works in tandem with your forward collision warning. So that would be if you are using your cruise control and it detects that you're getting too close to something, it will provide that forward collision warning, so it'll warn you that you're getting too close to something, but it can also provide the active braking, so it will apply the brakes in order to stop that collision. The only thing to keep in mind though is that that's not going to stop everything, so it's not going to work if like an animal like a deer jumps out in front of you. It does have pedestrian / cyclist emergency braking, so it will detect people to some extent, but don't fully rely on that. But it is supposed to help deter those kinds of accidents. And then we have our drowsy driver alert. So you can see all of our safety and driving assistance systems there. What else can I mention? Those are just the ones that are our actual driver assist. So we're gonna go back to our driver information. Just gonna kind of just jumped around there a bit. So then we scroll down further, we have our fuel economy. You can see the average fuel economy that you're getting, your trip information. So we have trip A and trip B. Then we have our start stop system, which is not ready currently because I have my seatbelt off. So there are quite a few things that's on our little button there on our push start. It does have the start stop symbol on there because it does have that feature. So what that is it'll turn off the engine in the case of you stopping at a stoplight or a stop sign. So when you are stopped for an extended period of time, it will turn the engine off, and that's supposed to save you fuel. It's supposed to cut back on emissions. And it'll show you up here if that's enabled, so you can go and check and see if it's enabled. If you are wanting to disable that, it has a handy little button there, so you can go ahead and turn that off. The only thing to keep in mind though is that that does turn on automatically every single time you turn your vehicle on. So if you turn it off and then you're hopping back in to get going again, you would have to press that button again in order to turn it off. But it also doesn't enable under certain circumstances. So I think it's like if your fuel's low, if the door's open, if you're not buckled. There are quite a few things that make it so that that won't enable. So it'll show you there if it's enabled or not. When we scroll down further, we have our audio, so it'll show what's currently playing. Right now we have Sirius XM on. You do get a year free subscription to Sirius XM with the purchase of this vehicle. And then we're going to scroll down further. We have our messages, so this will store messages such as like your check engine, change oil, whatnot. That'll just help you to know what's going on with your vehicle. Then we have our screen setup. So you see how we have run, our collision, like our driver assist systems, all of that kind of stuff along the side, and also which gear we're in. You can adjust those. So we click OK, and then it'll highlight each section that you can adjust. And when it's highlighted, then you go ahead and click it, and you can adjust what information is there. So you can see the date, the time, ignition state. Like, you can kind of go through them and adjust them to be how you would like them to be. So that's handy there to know. And then we're going to go back and we're going to scroll down further. Then we have our vehicle settings. So when you go ahead and click that, it's basically just our hill start assist if you want that on or off. I believe, no, actually no, forget I said anything, but that is our hill start assist. So what that is, the hill start assist is when you are stopped in traffic and you're at an incline like this. When you're like that and you're stopped, when you're letting go of the brake in order to start going, you usually have that bit of rollback before you start going. So what it does is it holds the brake for like 2 seconds, and that just gives you enough time to get your momentum up so that way you can start going forward. So that's what that is. Then we're back to our speedometer. So that's our driver information display. And then we're going to move over to our infotainment center. So over here we have tons to look at. So we have our main home screen, which has our widgets, which are customizable with that little pencil there. You can go ahead and set which widgets that you want, but right now we have it on our Sirius XM and our phone tab, so you can see those quickly. And then we also have these little shortcuts in the corner. So when you click that, you can adjust your temperature in the vehicle, as well as your you can turn on your heated seats if you'd like. Then we go, oh wait, quickly I want to go my pages. So you can actually add a page so you have more widgets available to you, delete the page, reorder them, whatnot. Then we have our media. So this just shows what media is playing. You can also select which one to play from. So we have our AM, FM radio, Sirius XM radio, as well as your Bluetooth, or if you want to connect your phone through USB or your USB-C port or auxiliary port, all of those are there. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think this one has an auxiliary port. So just USB or USB-C port. And then for the Sirius XM, you can also tune right there. You can browse the different channels. You can go to the source just so that way you can see only the sources. And then you can play around with your audio settings too to adjust the balance and whatnot. So that's our media page. Then, oh wait, one more thing. We have our presets down at the bottom here. So right now, this one is actually a good station. So if I were wanting to save that here, I would just hold that there. If I wanted to save it there instead, I would go ahead and hold it there. Then your presets are there, and when you're tuning, you can just switch between your presets quickly. There we go. Now we're on our comfort page, so you can see our different modes, our different fan settings down here, so you can see the fan setting at the bottom, air circulation, our front and rear window defrosters, AC, max AC. This one adjusts the temperature, and then of course all of our different modes for our fans. We go into seats, and we have our heated seats right there. And then we go into our phone. So this one is where you connect your Bluetooth or your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Right now it has 2 active phones selected. So if you have a work phone and a home phone, well, not home phone, but a cell phone, and you're wanting to connect both of them so that way you can get alerts from both of them, you can have that. Or you can disable it if you only want one phone active. Just that way it's not, sometimes they kind of interfere with each other a little bit. So if you're trying to play music, sometimes it doesn't know which phone to, you know, play it from. So if ever that's bothering you, you can disable that 2 active phones. Then we have our settings. So in our vehicle page, we have our settings page and our controls. Right now it's on settings, so you can adjust the display brightness, if it beeps when you touch the touch screen, the time format, all those kinds of things. You can adjust the display brightness, clock and date on if it updates automatically with your GPS. I mean, not your GPS, with your, oh, it doesn't have that. Never mind. Okay, so if ever you need to switch the time for the daylight savings and whatnot, you can go ahead and do that there. Mirrors and wipers. It does have the rain sensing auto wipers, so it has a little sensor behind here, and when rain hits that sensor, then it goes ahead and wipes it away with the wipers. But the only thing to keep in mind is that your wipers do need to be enabled. So if it's on the off setting, it's not going to enable, it's not going to start wiping it away. It does need to be on the at least the 2nd setting, I believe, then it'll enable the rain sensing windshield wipers. All right, so once we go into controls, then we can see our rear view camera here. So you don't need to put into reverse. You can see it and switch gears. You don't need to put it into reverse, and you can see your rear view camera. And then you can also have your little zoom there to see the bumper. Pretty clear picture. I quite like it. And then our apps. So this will show, right now it's favorites, and it has device manager as our favorites. But if we go to all, you can see all of our apps that we have on this vehicle. So those are all right there for you. You can access your SOS as well as, I believe, your assist. Yeah, your assist right there. But we do also have the button for the SOS right on the mirror here. So if ever you're in an accident, you need to call the emergency services, you can press that, and that'll enable, as long as you have that function enabled. So I think it's Sirius Guardian. I think that's what it is, and then it enables that and your assist button, which is your roadside assistance. Now we're gonna move downwards. So I talked about our auto start stop, my goodness, and then our lane keeping assist. So one's your hazard lights, and then our traction control. So if you are wanting to turn that off, you would click that, and it'll show that it's off there. So then you can start trying to do drifts and stuff like that, but don't do that. Okay, now moving down farther, we have our actual physical controls for our climate control. So you can adjust the temperature here, front and rear window defrosters. You turn this dial for our fan settings. You can see that there. Our AC, air circulation, and then you click that and that goes through the different mode options there. And then we have screen off, so this just turns off your Uconnect screen. Turn it back on. This one's our volume control, tuning, and then you can also mute the audio with that. And then click it again and it'll go back to where it was at. And we have our USB and our USB-C port, as well as a little storage space there. It does have a removable liner, so if you stick snacks there and it gets sticky or dirty or whatnot, you can take that out and clean it easy peasy. And we have our electronic park brake and our select terrain traction management system. So that's just a feature of the Jeeps. You can adjust it based off of the terrain. So right now it's on auto, it'll grab the right amount of traction as needed, but we can also go sand and mud if you're needing that extra traction for that kind of terrain, and then snow as well, which of course we're all going to use in Canada. Like, we have intense winters and that'll come in handy for that. So it'll just grab the right amount of traction based off of the conditions that you're driving through. Then our gear shifter and our 4-wheel drive lock. In case you're ever really stuck in the mud, you can go ahead and use that. Then we have our cup holders, which I have our key sitting in here. So this one only has our remote keyless entry and then our panic alarm. So if you do enable the panic alarm, I believe you do have to hit this same button again to disable it. One other thing I want to mention with the fobs is that we do also have an emergency key in them. So let me see. I think I can do it. I've done it a few times. There we go. There's our emergency key. That'll unlock your doors. If you are needing to start the vehicle with a dead fob, which, you know, I think the batteries are good for up to 3 years, and it kind of does alert you on your driver information screen in order to give you a heads up that your battery is going to die. But if ever you ignore that and it dies, you use your emergency key to unlock the door and you still need to start your vehicle. The fob has a feature where you can hold the fob itself, the tip of the fob, so that would be this end, to the start button, and it will start it even if your fob is dead. So that's really nice to have. Then we have our little cubby here in our center console for our storage space, and we got a little removable liner in there. It's fairly deep, goes down fairly far. And then looking upwards, we have our interior lights. So I believe that should be everything. I'm gonna wrap this up. Just one quick look in the back, one final look in the front, and then one final look at the outside. So this is a really nice little Jeep, very affordable, very good on gas, and I honestly love the color. So if you do too and you want to take it for a test drive, or you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at Big Lakes Dodge. We're always happy to help. See you in the next one.